Hey, my name's Aditya, and in this video, I'll show you some examples of financial aid award or offer letters, explain more about what each type of aid is, and I'll tell you why you should appeal your offer. So real quick, let me explain how your college got to the number that they did. Once you submit the FAFSA, based on how much money you said you had, the government calculates how much money it thinks your family can afford to pay each year for you to go to college. That amount of money is your EFC, or expected family contribution. In the FAFSA, you already told the government which colleges you're applying to. So when you get into each of those schools, the government takes the total cost of attendance, COA, of each school, subtracts your EFC from that, and the number that's left is your need, and is the amount of money you will be offered in financial aid. Then closer to May, each school that you get into will send you in a different offer letter, either in the mail or most likely through your student portal, where they'll offer you that amount in financial aid money in various forms. Excuse me. Each school will offer you grants, scholarships, loans, and or work-study awards, which we'll get into. That offer that you get is basically that school saying, hey, we want you at our school. This is what we're offering you to make it easier and to give you a better sense of how much it will actually cost you. Feel free to accept however much of it you would like. With that offer, that school is actually trying to persuade you to pick their school. So what you're going to do is appeal each offer that you get. You're going to ask for more money. You should always ask for more money. And in your appeal, you can mention the pandemic and how it's affected your family financially. You can say you live in a high cost of living area. You can mention a family member's recent job loss. I say you should keep pushing, keep providing evidence until they agree to give you more money. Don't worry, you won't risk getting a reduced or rescinded offer. They can only offer you the same or more. And the reason I'm saying this is because schools only offer around 80% of their financial aid money at first, because they know that people will ask for more. So you're going to be one of those people. Then once you get your new offer from each school, you get to pick one and accept or reject each grant, loan, etc. that they offered you based on what you think is best for you. Okay, so let's take a look at some examples. This is what an offer letter looked like from UW in 2012. As you can see, they offer you a bunch of different types of aid, from grants to work study to loans. And if you decided to go to UW, you would get to go through each of those types of aid that they offered and accept or reject each one at your discretion. This is what an offer letter looked like from WSU in 2012. Again, they offer you a few different types of aid. Some are grants, some are loans. To help break this down a little bit, I'll give you a brief overview of each type of aid that you may be offered. So grants and scholarships, again, are free money, so you should obviously accept whatever grants and scholarships you're offered by whichever school you decide to attend. There are two ways to get those. One is through whatever the FAFSA or WASFA offers you, which you should accept. But you can and should also apply for those private grants and scholarships. Literally tens of thousands are out there. There are enough for every single one of you to receive scholarship money. And most are free to apply for, though some may ask for an essay. By the way, if you are offered a lot of scholarship and grant money and you manage to get your tuition completely covered, any additional scholarship money that you're offered is yours to keep. That could mean thousands of dollars in your pocket for doing something as simple as filling out an application or writing a brief essay. Apply, apply, apply. You'll thank yourself later. So if we go back to our WSU offer letter and accept all of our grants, we can subtract that amount from the total cost of attendance, which in 2012 was about $27,000 for in-state students, including tuition, housing, food, books, etc. We were offered about $12,000 in grants here, which covers just tuition for the entire year. So now we're looking at just paying about $15,000 for 1 year of college, which you'll most likely spend on housing, food, books, etc. Work study awards are the next best thing. Work study is a program where you agree to get a job on campus and work for the school part-time, say in the cafeteria or library, in exchange for tuition money. It's a really good opportunity. The work is usually super easy and they'll work around your class schedule, but you will need to work to receive that award. Loans have to be paid back with interest. Anytime you take out a loan, you need to pay it back and then some. That means that the longer it takes you to pay back the loan, the more money you'll have to pay back. That's where you should decide what's best for you and your family and how much money you want to accept as a loan. What's nice about FAFSA loans is that they have really low interest rates, but there are two types of loans that you can get through the FAFSA. There's a subsidized and an unsubsidized loans. All subsidized means is that the government is going to delay the interest. So with a subsidized loan, not only do you not need to start paying back your loan until after you graduate, but your loan won't even start accruing interest until then. With an unsubsidized loan, you still don't have to start paying back your loan until after you graduate. However, a small amount of interest will have been accruing the entire time that you're in school, so the amount you need to start paying back will be slightly higher. You may be offered neither one or both types of loans. Again, you decide how much of which types of loan is appropriate for you to accept. So again, with this offer, if you accept all of these grants and loans, about $12,000 in grants, $15,000 in loans, your EFC actually ends up being $0, right? The aid year matches the total cost for in-state tuition. Your EFC ends up being $0 and you will be covered for 1 year, assuming that you will eventually pay back whatever loans you accepted. Just be aware that in that case, if you did accept all of those loans and this was your offer for all 4 years and you got a 4-year degree, you would owe at least $60,000 by the end of it, which is nothing to scoff at. If you're going to reject any of the money that you're offered here, you should start with the unsubsidized direct loan, then move on to the subsidized loans, and finally the work study awards if you're really financially comfortable. Never reject a grant or scholarship. If you're unhappy with the amount of aid that you're offered or you were expecting more, it's possible you made a mistake when filling out your financial information. I've actually seen people accidentally add an extra 0 somewhere in their financial information and be offered way less than they were expecting. So make sure your information was correct. Then, of course, you should appeal your offer. You do still have options though. Any additional information will be considered and could drastically change your offer. And finally, you can apply for more private scholarships, start a college payment plan, or even apply for private loans if you need to. Again, that should be a last resort. The interest rates are really high. And then in terms of resources, Nitro College has a guide on how to read your financial aid award letter with some additional examples if you want to take a look at that. And your school's financial aid office is a great place to call if you have questions, as well as the Student Loan Support Center for FAFSA loans. That's their number and their business hours. And of course, you can always reach out to your counselor or the college access team. Okay, thanks for listening.